to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. As part of our 2022 Outlook series, we have Virginie Barbot with us. She's the head of South Asia with the Market Technology Group at Nasdaq. Ginny, it's great to see you. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thank you, Jill.
What are some of the highlights of the year when you look back on 2021 as we're coming to an end?
So the COVID-19 pandemic was obviously a big part of our lives and shaped many parts of not only our lives, but also our industry across South Asia and across the world. So there are two trends I'd like to call out. The first one being digital assets attracting more institutional attention. And the second one is the focus on modernizing core market infrastructure. So talking about digital assets attracting more institutional attention, as a technology provider to the capital markets, we've seen how many more conversations about how digital assets marketplaces are increasingly eyeing expansion beyond the retail community and institutional realm. So to gain the trust of the desired regulated institution, crypto markets must prove that they can meet the heightened requirements of the investor base with ample technology, control, and processes to protect their investments. So looking back at 21, we think that these conversations have intensified, and we really believe it's going to actually move on to 22 actually. And the second trend I'd like to highlight is the focus on modernizing core market infrastructure. So with the market volatility during the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, we also how important a robust and resilient technology is to keep the market open and going. So while adjusting to a remote work environment, volume across the trading venues have soared. And to take Nasdaq for an example, Nasdaq processed more than 60 billion messages a day in the Nasdaq operated option market alone. And typically this would be a gradual incline of the message traffic, but essentially message volumes have more than doubled overnight. So it has required Nasdaq and its client and the others in the ecosystem to mobilize remotely in order to provide the scale and ensure capacity, latency, and throughput. And it's really no different on how we partner with the exchanges that we deliver technology to. Some of the clients and exchanges in Asia have grown more than threefold in trading volumes in the recent year, while managing flexibility and efficiency with their infrastructure. So with this in mind, resiliency and a robust core infrastructure are the focal point for us and many other market infrastructures in the region.
If we look into 2022, what are some of the technology trends that you see in South Asia?
I think there are really mainly three. The first one being a proactive approach to resiliency. Second one is really looking up to a robust infrastructure. And the last one is an increased interest in managed services. So talking about the first one, Asian stakeholders are now taking a more proactive approach to resiliency in the robust infrastructure. And they're also looking how to digitalize and modernize their core enterprise architecture. So the shift to remote work and virtual collaboration at the beginning of the pandemic has created a new type of work environment in which the workforce had to quickly adapt to new challenges. During 21, culturally, with everyone setting up work remotely, there was a new appetite to adopt technologies, but also try on new things and new tools and find out what works. So we're for sure accelerating and expanding the use of new types of tool sets that can help us to collaborate and problem solve at a high level. And really market resiliency is a journey. It's not necessarily a moment in time based on a stressful situation. So we and our clients are laser focused on the capacity, the performance, and the reliability of our systems. To give you an example, Nasdaq has built a multi-year excellence program to both on Nasdaq-owned and operated trading entities for our clients to weather storms. So as a rule, we make sure that we have more than 2 times the capacities of the highest trading volumes we have seen on all our customers. So this way, we are continuously exercising a feedback loop between our own markets and our clients to ensure that the entire capital market ecosystem can function in a secure and reliable way. The second trend, industry collaboration. It has become more important with the remote work situation. There's a need in the industry to share expertise and discuss insights, and it's all for the better to evolve marketplaces for investment participants. And collaboration is key to our industry. We work closely with our clients and partners to ensure that our solutions can be agile and can provide flexibility in a scale and a demand of our clients and their clients evolve. The last trend, managed services on cloud. It's a trend that has continued to evolve in 21 and will continue in 22. There's a lot of focus on innovation and emerging technologies. Our clients want to ensure that they can focus on developing core business and bring in new business to expand opportunities. And they can do that whilst having a trusted partner such as Nasdaq to take care of their operations. So it's all about keeping up with the demand of a growing business and concentrating on expansion whilst leaving us to manage the day-to-day support.
Ginny, are there any other industries or regions that you can learn and take inspiration from?
So from my perspective, in a global economy, especially with everyone setting up remotely to work, every company can now become a truly global using digital tools that we have at hand. We're now in a situation where we can take inspirations and inspire each other from across regions and industries. And I think one example is the banking regulations here in Asia. So in Singapore and in Asia in general, it has long been at the forefront of the technology innovation, and I believe that regulation is not an exception. We can see how regulators here inspire conversations in other parts of the world, but also how regulators and other institutions take inspirations from other regions. So it's a good thing. Exchanges of idea and experience bring more standards and innovation across our industry.
And Ginny, more specifically, what will you and Nasdaq focus on in your work with clients in the year to come?
So shortly, we will continue to put technology innovation and adaptation in the forefront. We will continue to embrace new technologies to revitalize core markets. And really, for me, it's all about facilitating industry collaboration and knowledge sharing for the betterment of the ecosystem.
All right, Ginny, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.